Finally, back in Utah. Anyways, hello. In today's video, I'm going to show you the rest of the stuff I got in Utah before heading back to school. We would start out on August 9th, where I'd get a heads up that UP 1111 would be leading INPOA for the second time this year. The last time this happened was in March. For this train, I would go down to the UTA Farmington train station just outside the Farmington Mall, because it had a bridge and I kind of wanted to be above the train. It'd be cool. So, yeah. Anyways, our first trains there would be two front runners, one heading north and one heading south. Not too long later, INPOA flew through the station at around 50 miles an hour with 1111 leading. Fast forward 3 days later, and we'd be back at the Farmington train station for fun. Our first train there would be a front runner heading northbound. Still trying to figure out why they blew its horn, because there was no construction, and obviously they were not blowing it for me, so still trying to figure out why they blew it. Anyways, here's the train departing. We catch another frontrunner heading southbound with cab car 120 in the lead, and a northbound frontrunner with one leading. We then see a southbound frontrunner with 117 leading, blowing its horn due to construction. Not too long after the southbound frontrunner departed, ZSEG2 would fly by Farmington doing about 60 miles an hour, this having UP 7189 leading. And of course the engineer scared the crap out of me by blowing the horn right on top of me. And since it was at throttle away and not me holding down my tripod, the aces literally lifted my tripod. Here's the clip. Our next train would be a northbound frontrunner with 19 leading, with it blowing its horn due to construction. After that, another frontrunner came in with 114 in the lead heading southbound, and another northbound frontrunner with 11 leading, which it gave a horn show. I'd then catch this southbound frontrunner with 109 leading. I would then take the frontrunner down to Layton, which for some reason I didn't record, but okay. Our first train there was a massive MNPRO with UP 6879 leading. As the manifest was passing, a southbound frontrunner came into the station with 103 leading. It also had its Transtronic E-Bell back. As the manifest was passing, another frontrunner came into the station, this time heading northbound with MP36 number 3 leading. I then take this train down to Roy, and then for some reason just decide to go back to Layton. And while on the frontrunner, I saw this. Yep, of course, IOANP just decided to pop out of nowhere. Luckily, two frontrunners always meet at the Layton station, one heading southbound and one heading northbound. So when I got to Layton, I just jumped the next northbound and headed to Roy. As soon as I got off the train, IONP rolled on through, with UP 8635 leading. As soon as IONP passed, I would get a heads up that an empty OCS train just departed Salt Lake City, heading eastbound. So I decided to move down to the crossing right next to the Roy station. After two frontrunners, PSCCB-12 rolled on by doing about 50 miles an hour on the closed track, with UP 6045 leading. After the OCS train, I would see some more frontrunners like per usual. I would also meet Wasatch Railfanning. After a while, we decided to take the frontrunner down to Layton, which for some reason I didn't record. However, you could see some of the videos Wasatch Railfanning took on his channel. After two frontrunners, ZDVSC rolled on through doing about 40 to 50 miles an hour, with UP 6247 leading. For the final two trains of the day, which of course they were frontrunners, I would do handheld shots. The first one was pretty terrible because the engineer decided to troll me and blow the horn, which scared the crap out of me. For the final train, which was the northbound frontrunner, I decided to get the Layton Veterans Park sign with the train. It actually turned out pretty nice. After this train, I decided to call it a day. I would be back out on August 14th, aka my last day of summer before heading back to school. I would once again be back at Farmington. Our first catches of the day would be frontrunners, of course. One going north, one going south, and then another one going north. I would also meet Elon the Southwest Railfan at this time. After that, we get a heads up that 1989 is leading AMICX. Now at first we thought it'd arrive in the morning, according to some people. And then I got some news from one of my friends that it would be arriving at 3 p.m. So basically Elon couldn't see it. Sorry Elon. We'd end up wasting like an hour of our time on the lakeside sub before I was notified. After getting told the truth, we decided to head down to the Roy station. Our first train there was a frontrunner, heading northbound. Immediately after the northbound frontrunner departed, Iowa and P slowly rolled on by with UP 5912 leading, which had a pretty interesting K3LA. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention, something pretty interesting was in the middle of the train. Anyways, back to speeding up the train. Yeah, 1111 just decided to return out of nowhere with no heads up, so that was pretty cool to catch. After our southbound frontrunner arrived into the Roy station, we decided to head out. However, as we were heading out, me and Elon noticed a manifest come into view. This being MPVOG with UP 8168 leading. There wasn't really anything at the back, so me and Elon decided to head down to Meadows Park. After two frontrunners, which were at restricted speed, Utah Railway Route 511 would come into view, as well as another northbound frontrunner, this having the 15th anniversary unit leading, aka 6. The Utah Railway would have 3001 leading. Eventually, after a while, Elon and his family dropped me off at the Ogden Central Station because they had to go. Immediately after getting to the Ogden Central Station, I would see a northbound frontrunner arrive into the station. Right after the frontrunner arrived, I would see a manifest departing the Ogden Yard heading eastbound, this having UP 6292 leading. I pretty much hated everything about this shot, so after the same frontrunner set departed heading southbound to Provo, and a random Union Pacific slug set, I made my way down to the Union Station and climbed on one of the locomotives. Union Station, please don't ban me. Immediately after climbing on the locomotive, I would be greeted by UP 1989, which was leading AMICX. Not too long later, AMICX departed with 1989 in the lead. Now, I have no idea why the crew did this, but they decided to blow the horn. Now, since UP 1989 probably has one of the nicest horns I've ever heard on Ace, I'm going to show you the clip without it being sped up. God, that sounded good. AMI-6 would then later stop for a crew change, but at this point, I was pretty much toast. It was well over 100 degrees and I had a massive headache, so I just decided to call it a day. This would mark the end of the video and my summer vacation, so if you excuse... This would mark the end of my summer vacation and this video. Now if you excuse me, I'm gonna go take a 7-hour nap. Thank you for watching and I'll see you next time.